welcome to your Yin Flow practice. I am looking forward to sharing this very special practice today, which is about opening into the heart. We're going to come into a moving meditation. I'm going to weave a story through our practice today as well. Regarding props, if you don't have a bolster, just take yourself a big thick towel like a bath sheet or say it Helen, a beach towel, and circle it through into a nice thick roll. I'm losing my words. If you do not have blocks, take yourself 2 books about the same size or in thickness that are nice and firm and strong, and you can use those for your blocks. And for a band, you can use a belt or you can use a tie from around your robe or something similar. Let us begin, yogis. Coming into the center of our mat, we're going to start off in a cat-cow position. So bringing your fingers into an L shape between your thumb and your first finger, ground into the floor, let the rest of the fingers splay. Start to bring the tops of the feet down into the floor, press your belly in, look up towards your belly button, exhale here. On your in-breath, take your belly down, look up towards the sky and towards your intuitive space, and exhale here. 2 more rounds. Try to bring the breath, the whole length, the whole out breath. The bottom of that out breath is as far as you can go. On the top of your in-breath is as far as you can bend. From here, yogis, taking your bottom back towards your heels. Exhaling with a sigh. In breath, bring yourself back to center. Belly in, eye gaze up. Exhale, round through the back, take the bottom down to the heels. In breath, scoop that chest through the arms forward. Exhale, round through. One last time, leading with the heart. Head, eyes up, rounding through the back. Bring your hands forward, or your body forward, tabletop position, and start to bring one knee off the floor at a time. Yogis, we are going to bring the belly down to the floor, so if you need to leave your knees on the floor to do this, please do so. If not, raise your knees off the floor and bring yourself into a beautiful, stable position. Even if your knees are on the floor, leaning forward, engaging your belly. For all of us, knees to the floor, release down. Release the hands in front of you. Toes, tops of the feet are on the ground. Fingertips are nice and tall. Elbows are lifted. Look up towards the ceiling. Look down towards your chin. Look up towards your ceiling. Releasing here. Bring your hands on either side of your chest. Press up, peeling your belly off the floor. Don't come up too high. Releasing. Yogis, from here, take your right hand across the mat. Take your left hand next to it. Press into the floor. Lift your chest forward. So have a nice strong grip through your hands. Lift your chest forward. Use your eye gaze. Scoop your eye gaze around your floor, looking towards your back feet. Enjoy here. Enjoy opening into the side of your body. Look down towards the floor, swapping your hands over. Press down. Lift up through the chest. Eye gaze. Scoop yourself around. And again, look forward, release. Press your hands into the floor, press into your knees, lift yourself up into a kneeling position. Feel that you're bringing your knees in towards your arms or your wrists. Come up into a high plank, bottom into the sky or towards the sky, and start to walk your knees in. Now, if you have seen the first trimester prenatal yoga, what's in and what's out, doing downward facing dog for a few moments is a-okay, as is three-legged dog. So all these poses are safe for you wherever you are on your journey. Press both heels down towards the floor. Come up onto the toes, take both knees wide, toes behind you, and lean forward. I'm going to show you this position in a couple of directions. We're going to be here for a few minutes, yogis. So if you need to get a block and put a block or a book underneath your forehead, please do so. If your bottom can't reach your heels, I'd like you to get the rolled up towel or the bolster and place it between your heels and your bottom. So I want your bottom to be in contact with either a towel or a bolster or your heels. I would like your forehead to be in contact with a surface, whether it's a floor or a block. Just feel your body resting and surrendering. Enjoy the dissolving of your out-breath. With the practice of Yin Yoga today, we are bringing in a practice of pratyahara, which is the conscious withdrawal of energy from our senses. So we're taking an inward journey, yogis. We're still here for a few more minutes. And as we take a journey inwards through the cycle of your breath, your inhale, your exhale, you can come into our Dharma, which is the divine breadcrumbs of following our life's purpose. What is alive for you in the moment? As you're feeling the breath traveling into your heart space, swelling in your heart, around your back. Feel into what is your deepest desire. Allow this to be present for you as you bow down. Your whole heart and torso that feels so vulnerable is sheltered and protected. Your backbone, your ribs is the armory, it's our backbone. We've got our back. It's like the shell
of an oyster, the shell of a turtle that protects the vulnerable life within them. Yogis, let's prepare for some movement. Press the palms of your hands firmly into the floor, allowing your elbows to rise. Your head will come up slightly, charging the arms here first of all. Lifting yourself away from your heels, bring your hips close to the floor, press back again. So bring the pelvis down, opening, stretching into the groin, getting beautiful blood flow in and around your pelvis. Starting to bring your knees to center. Let's release some pressure from the knees because we're going to come into another kneeling position. So just start to lift one knee off the floor. And coming into a cat-cow, so curling, doming the back, pressing down, looking up. Curl, come into an extended child's pose. Forward of the body, yogis, lean down, belly to floor, lift up slightly, chest, belly, head out of the way, lead with your heart, lead with your womb or your instinctive energy. Bring yourself back down again, press into the knees, coming into a kneeling position. Yogis will set up for our next pose. So bring yourself up onto your knees. So we're stretching out. Hands are outstretched. Cross them over like you're hugging yourself. Cross over, opposite arm. Cross over, so right over left or left over right. Stretching the heart. Feeling your wingspan. Feeling your breath. From here, yogis, hands to one side, rolling the arm circles backwards and forwards. Beautiful. Yogis, you might need a block handy. I'm going to demonstrate a couple of ways here. What we need to do, we're going to come into a praying, it's called a praying mantis or a heart melt. So basically the bottom is going to be up towards the ceiling. Your toes are curled under. We are going to bring the heart to the floor, outstretch the arms, bend at the elbows, and either hold a prayer position or place our hands on our shoulders, or if this is too much for your shoulders and arms, please just be in an outstretched position. Bottom is up. So if you need a block under your forehead to put some pressure and take some pressure away from your shoulders, please allow the block to support you. Come either into prayer, melting your heart, this is a beautiful pose to support the energy and the blood flow trickling down and pooling around the heart, the throat, and the mind. Also, you also feel how we're contracting and compressing into the groin area. So when we release in a few minutes, this beautiful fresh blood flow that's going to be running down around the groin, around the pelvic area, down the legs. And as you focus and delight in your breath, with what your heart desires, on your in-breath, finish off the sentence. I am open to, and it might be that you need strength, open to new possibilities, open to relaxation, open to deeper rest. Bring that in with your in-breath. And on your exhale, finish this sentence. I receive. So on the in-breath, I open to. On the out-breath, I receive. Example may be, I am open to new possibilities. And I receive deep rest. So I'm not feeling that I'm always having to try so hard. I can rest in the deep knowing that the newness is around the corner. This invocation and prayer is just coming from a place of reverence. Release your hands, yogis, by the floor. Bring them closer to your body. Staying here for a moment. Just start to press yourself up. And just sit to one side. We're going to release some pressure off the knees. Keep your eye gaze soft inward. And just take your hands and wrap them underneath your legs. And look down softly toward your body. We're curling in today. We're in an inward journey. On this day of taking this class and filming this class, there's a new moon. And a new moon means that there's less light available during the night. And we're in autumn here, so it's also coming to be darker days. So there's more respite and restoration needed. Starting to release your hands. Place your hands just behind you. Stretch back, stretch your legs out and give them a nice big shake. We're going to come into another flow now. So we want to invigorate our bodies a little bit. Okay, coming on to our knees. If your knees get tired at any time point and need some extra padding, just take a towel or a blanket and pop it underneath your knees. Yogis, we're going to take Place both hands onto the floor and take your right leg out to the side. I'm just going to make a little bit of room here so you can see what I'm doing. Starting to bring your hands center of the body, the back parts of the hands are touching, and lift up and over. So we're coming into the youthful elixir. Bring yourself back down again. Lift, pull up, center line of body, past the heart, past the mind, opening up. Bring your hands to heart space. And from the heart space, reach out, stretch out. Fingers are nice and wide. Then lean and reach towards your left. Take a breath in. Exhale, lean and reach. The in-breath brings you back up. And again, one last time. The next time you lean and reach, take your hand towards the floor. If your hand doesn't sit comfortably on the floor, raise it on a block like I have right now, and take your arm up. Shoulders are in line. Turn your head and your neck. It's the last part of the movement. Chin tucks in so you're slightly looking down your body. Take your arm over now and really enjoy that whole body stretch. Look down towards the floor. Take your hand and just brush it across the front towards your foot. Lift yourself back up again. One big round, one big circle. Exhaling here. In breath, up and over. The cycle of your breath. In flow and union with your body flowing. And hold it here. Down towards the floor, yogis. Take your hands towards the floor and just change your leg over. Leg presses in, pull in the belly, lift the hands closer to you, round through the back, and then start to grow through the chest, rising up. 3 times. Lean down. It's like you're pulling the earth energy up into the pelvis, belly, heart space, mind space, coming out the top of your head like a fountain. Draw it in, creating union between your earth body, physical body, and your spacious body. Hands out to the side. Beautiful. Bring them into the heart. Wave them out. Stretch. Grow into the space around you. Forward lean. Use your breath. Use your exhale to lean. Your in-breath to bring you back up. On your next exhale, yogis, bring your hand down either to a block or to the floor. Arm comes up, look up. Soft gaze beyond your physical body. Gaze into the spaciousness around you. Take the hand over, pointing towards the wall, and 3 times scooping, lifting, rising, descending, falling. And like the breath, we raise the breath up. It's at its fullest. And then it starts to descend. And then there's a void. And then we're open to brand new breath, life force coming into the body. Stretching your arm and really feeling an opening between your hip, side torso, your armpit, through your fingers. Yogis, look down towards the floor, taking your hands into the center. Bring your knees in and just take your knees up, stretch into a downward facing dog. Tuck your head down, remember, to make sure that your neck and throat is relaxed. So we've got a heavy head, being invigorated with fresh oxygen and blood. Beautiful. Come down onto your knees. Starting to bring both blocks to either side of you. Coming back with your hands onto the floor. Starting into a downward facing dog again. Take your right leg behind you. Take the leg all the way up again. This is a safe practice, even if you're in your first trimester, or you think you might be pregnant, you're in your luteal phase waiting for results. This is safe. Bend the knee, take the hip around the back, and step that foot forward. Now, if this is too much of a strong pose to have your leg fully straight, I want you to bring your knee to the ground. And all we're going to be doing is have hands on blocks or on the floor. Lean your hip forward into a deep lunge and take your chest up. Take the head back ever so slightly. So we'll show you what it looks like on the side. You either have the leg straight or bent knee to the floor, and just enjoy. Even when I'm compressed in places, so you're compressed in your lower belly, you're compressed through that front thigh, but you're open elsewhere. You're open with that outstretched leg. You're open through the heart. You're open in the mind. Yogis, look down towards the floor and look back up again. Just take some pressure out of your head and neck. Starting to lift yourself up, walk your hands halfway and try and lift the toes off the floor of your front leg and your heel so you get a nice deep stretch. Come back to center. We are not holding these poses for very long. So yogis, downward facing dog. Lifting up the left leg. Bend the knee, take the hip out to the side. And step that foot forward between your two hands. Come onto the blocks if you need to. Deep lunge. Chest is high. Eye gaze up without fully tilting the head back. We want the head and the neck to have uninterrupted flow. If you need to put your knee to the ground, please do so. Even though I can feel compressed with what it is that I'm open to experience and what I want to receive, I am open in other places. Down towards the floors, yogis. Floor is only one of them. Take your hands back. Try and lean onto that back leg, lifting up the front toes. Feeling a beautiful stretch in the back of the leg. Lean forward again. Take the knee away from you and take both knees off the floor and give them a little shake. Come down onto the knees again. You won't need the block for this one. So taking your right foot forward again. You're in a kneeling position for this one. Your left hand is on the floor. Your right hand is on your thigh. From here, yogis, lift up the chest and turn to face away from the left shoulder. Pardon, the right shoulder. Pardon me. So the right leg is forward. The right arm is on your thigh, not your knee, nowhere near your joints. Everywhere I look, there is beauty. Down towards the floor, yogis. Let us swap sides. Setting yourself up, toe tips, fingertips in a straight line. Bringing your hand onto your thigh. Lift out through your chest, first of all, and then turn to face behind you. Soft gaze. Look at something in your space and focus on it like you're seeing it for the first time with fresh eyes. Just appreciate its beauty in its own right. Its shape, its use. Down towards the floor, yogis. Starting to take your knee back and just wiggle from side to side. Just give a little wiggle, tailbone wiggle. Cross over at your feet. Bring the legs forward and just give them a nice little massage against the floor. And starting to lean forward. Having a look down your body, so tucking your chin in so your eye gaze is soft. I'm going to use the hands here to scan the body. So let us warm up our hands, creating lots of friction and heat. And what we're going to do is we're going to place this heat into the back where our kidneys and our adrenals are. And our kidneys rest just underneath the bottom ribs, so they are protected by the bottom of the rib cage. Our kidneys are not exposed in the fleshy part near where our hips are. So start to bring the hands up and give yourself a nice massage through your kidney area. Now our kidneys are the yang energy that brings energetics and flow into the reproductive space for both women and men. And so if the kidney energy is a little bit out, beautiful hearts, then sometimes we can experience menstrual irregularities. So it's nice to keep your kidneys warm, just like having warmth in the body, a warm cup of tea as opposed to a cold cup of tea. And let's bring the hands down. Exhale. We're releasing. In breath, we're lifting hands, scooping and scanning through the heart space into the mind space. And on the exhale, we're taking the hands down the body and pushing them towards the heels, releasing. And on the in breath, and on the exhale, going at your pace, 3 more rounds So allowing that whole in-breath to be from the bottom all the way up to the top in the holding, and then allow the out-breath to be the dissolving, the escaping, releasing. Bring yourself back to center. Bring your feet close together. Holding, we're going to come into a butterfly pose. So I'm going to give you choices for the last practice we'll do before we move into Shavasana. So take and interlace your fingers, take them underneath your feet, press your feet into your hands and your hands into your feet so there's a bind and your arms are straight and strong, and start to feather the knees up and down just a little bit. Release the breath, release any gripping of your belly because your arms are keeping you supported. It's like you're in a supported sling. So allow the hips, the buttocks, the belly, any tension around your shoulder blades to just melt and relax. This can be a very vulnerable pose for us because many times we walk, our legs are together, we sit down, our legs are together, we cross our legs over. And so by having the legs out in this position, especially when we're going to be lying down, you can feel quite vulnerable. So release here, yogis, and just bring your knees in and take your feet out to the side. So when we finish with this pose, we're going to be doing the same thing, knees in, feet out to the side. Now let's set up for our last pose, which is our fish pose. So depending where your back is, where the length is and the flexibility of your back, I want you to have a bolster or a blanket handy, and I want you to have your book or your block, and you can put your block at the top of the head in case you need a little pillow. Yogis, depending on how you feel with your legs, you can have your legs in the butterfly pose, you can have your knees bent, or you can have your legs straight. What we're going to be doing though is we're going to be leaning over the bolster, so encouraging an open heart space. Some of you may be able to get the crown of your head to the floor, but if this is too strong for your neck and you are squishing to the back of your neck too much, please place a block on the floor and be in this position. I do not want you to feel extremely uncomfortable or painful. So navigate this and get a sense of what feels right for you. If you are in wide-legged diamond pose and you want to use both your blocks to wedge right up where your hip is, when you've got support through the open hip area, you're able to relax more, the connective tissue unwinds. So be in an open position, but comfortable. Just enjoy your body dropping in and opening up the connective tissue around your heart and your throat, crossing from the sides of the ribs Do the opposite side of the hip. There is a cross stitch of muscles, of fascia. Just let that rest and relax. Safely. Just placing your hands one over the heart, one over the belly. Just giving yourself some caressing touch. Draw your knees. Yes, you can use your hands to draw your knees into the center and take your feet wide. That's if you were in a diamond shaped position. If you were straight legged, come into this position as well. Once you feel the ligaments around your groin, just come back into a natural or a neutral position. Take your hands to the back of your head. Create a little pillow. And just help your head up, look down your body, even if your eyes are closed, but just lift up and just stay here for a moment in this semi-curled position. And using your hands, lift yourself up. Remove the bolster. We're going to come in a lying Shavasana position. So some of you may want to have the bolster now underneath your knees and just roll slightly into your back, not straight away. I just want you rocking back and forth to bring yourself back into a neutral spine. Hold on to your knees, lift up your chest, round through your lower back. Allow your breath to be like an eraser that starts to smudge out the strong lines. So you're smoothing out any rough spots. Yogi, start to lay yourself down on the mat, whether you've got a bolster or not. If you have a blanket or you've got your towel that you want to wrap up over your body, please do so. You might want to have a block or a pillow underneath your head. Make yourself as comfortable as possible. Draw your heels away from you and let your legs and your feet just melt to the sides of your back mat. Relax your shoulder blades. Relax your lower back. You might even want to shimmy from side to side a little bit. Just feel your spine growing long from your tailbone. Breathing your awareness from your tailbone into the small of your back. Place our awareness here. Your tailbone to the middle of your back now. the heaviest part of your spine is meeting the earth. Lovingly command that your backbone starts to surrender, be held by the earth, just as your backbone holds you upright, carries you forward. Rests in deep sleep. Bringing your awareness and your breath now from your tailbone right up into the back of the shoulder blades, back the heart space. Bringing your awareness now to the top of the head, through the back of the skull, resting on the floor. Right to the top of the leg, and the back body. Resting deeply and dissolving the inquiry of your practice now. Just give it up, let it go. Your hopeful thoughts and prayers have been heard. Bringing a smile across your face. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Getting ready to wake up into the day or into the eve. And roll into your wrists and your ankles. Just bringing your knees in toward your chest, giving yourself a loving hug, a squeeze. Maybe you want to rock from side to side or draw little circles, making your circles very small. You just feel the pressure on either side of the spine, the circling. If you are drawing circles, take that to the opposite direction. The yogis curling up and cuddling onto one side of your body, ideally your left side. Just so it's a gentle reminder that for us women, when we are in a pregnancy, that it's safer to be on the left side, especially later on. So we're just getting used to these practices and best practices now. And cuddling, giving yourself a nice big hug, that even as you hear these words, that there's a sense of peace that wraps over your body. Starting to bring yourself up. So we finish our practice in a cross-legged position, bringing hands to heart space. Bowing down, feeling the warmth of your breath traveling down your body. wrapping your elbows around you, just giving yourself a squeeze. It's like you're self-hugging. Beautiful, warm hug of love, of tenderness, of courage, of strength, of humility. This is my opportunity to bow down to you and our practice today. Namaste, wishing you peace of the mat for the rest of the day. Look forward to seeing you in practice soon. Be well.